quick look at the Alpine CDE 178BT, a single DIN head unit, obviously with Bluetooth. This one came from Sound Evo Performance at a cost of $159.99, courtesy of Amazon. Right, so we're just going to deal with a couple of bits first off. There's the unit. It's actually fitted in the car at the moment, but there's just a couple of bits to go over. I'm not going to go into great detail because obviously there's plenty of information available about this online. The first consideration with fitting any of these head units to a car, particularly an older car, is getting the steering wheel controls to work. Now it's a little bit vague with the Alpine unit. Obviously for the most part you're going to have to get an ISO to whatever connectors in the back of your dash on the vehicle. See, most of these are made by Connect 2. Now the Alpine one actually comes with a steering control adapter which plugs into the unit and then gives you a 3.5 which goes into the back of the Alpine unit. Now one of the slightly confusing things when you look at the Alpine, right, let's see if you can, if you look here coming out the back of the Alpine, you've got three leads which are fly leads, short fly leads, which are marked up adaptive steering remote. If you have a traditional simple resistance ladder on your vehicle, that's the sort of thing that you will be looking at. Obviously you've got your steering wheel controls, and each button that you push puts a different resistance across, and these go, I mean obviously that goes down to ground, that's through to the steering wheel controls. So you'll have a pair in the back of the unit, in the back of the dashboard rather. Now there's not a lot of information available on what this adaptive, you see here it says to adaptive steering with remote control interface box. Well, in actual fact you don't need an interface box if your car uses a simple resistor ladder. Yeah, the worst that will happen is that on some vehicles like this, you'll see one of the buttons doesn't introduce a resistance, it just puts a short circuit across. Yeah, and the Alpine won't recognise that. It's a very simple fix. On the lead where you're going into the unit, all I did here was add a 1k resistor in that leg. Now when that switch is made, it puts 1k across. The steering controls in the Alpine are programmable, so a direct connection between that to a pair of these over here, let's have a look, just onto the ground, and either of the adaptive steering remote control inputs. I just used one, and then program the thing up and it works fine. You don't need anything else, no adaptive boxes, so this is surplus to requirements. I did start by connecting this up and the darn thing wouldn't work. Here is the Alpine unit fitted in the car. Now the microphone that comes with the head unit, you can just see it there, is fairly good quality, and surprisingly enough plenty of connecting cable with it. This one goes through the headlining, down the A-pillar, behind the dash, and makes it to the head unit, and it could easily do that half again. So for most vehicles, unlike a lot of microphones supplied with these head units, there is plenty of mic cable. We'll just power this up. I'm not going to go through too many of the whys and wherefores over it because all the specs are available online. Let's just knock that down. As I already said, if when you come to check your steering controls you'll find that one of the buttons doesn't work, add the resistor as I suggested. I'll just tighten this up a little bit. Bluetooth pairing is faultless. Obviously the thing's equipped for iPod, iTunes and everything else. You can change the view on the display. Obviously this is it's just updating now. It was given the station and track information. There we go. You can change the view. Okay, that will update itself in just a second. Mode, obviously disc, USB, Bluetooth audio, so obviously you can use your Bluetooth device to send audio to it. V-tuner, okay, you have an auxiliary and you can name that auxiliary if you want to with a particular name, if you want to call it something in particular. Let's just go back to there. So there you go, that's the Alpine head unit. I'm quite impressed with it, the thing works fine. Almost infinitely adjustable EQ on it, lots of settings. Now you can also program more steering controls than the normal source volume, up, down, back and forth. I've added a couple of extra steering controls to this vehicle anyway, and you can program those in with the steering settings. So that's it really. It's a pretty good head unit, nice sound, very easy to use. Obviously if you phone buttons is just there. No more to say about it. There you go. Hope this has been of some help.